Hey, yo, what up? What up, Facebook fam? Y'all didn't think y'all was done with me just because we passed HB 51 out of one chamber of Congress, did you? Hope not, because we still ain't won nothing yet, so we still got work to do. Let's get on here to give everybody a quick update on. It's been my last day going down this week, so it's be a final update for the week, most likely. Obviously, HB 51 passed on Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. Lord, every time's run together. But and then that night, JCPS drops their mask mandate. So, kudos to y'all. I mean, y'all are the. I mean, I might be the one down there in Frankfurt talking to these guys, but y'all are the ones applying pressure and ones sending emails and calls and emailing the board and all that stuff. But here's the deal. Here's what we got to let them know is too little, too late. Like everybody gave y'all a chance to be reasonable or whatever, and now we're talking about something bigger. We're not just talking about this one specific issue. So I'll see now we're on over to the Senate. Main thing this morning I had making sure these senators realize is that this isn't just a mask bill anymore. This is a bill that covers forced medical device use, forced medical treatments, and forced medical procedures. They can't do any of those things anymore relating to COVID. So we're like testing, quarantine probably should fall under that, that umbrella. We're talking mask, or like I said, I think I made the joke last time. Next time it might be earmuffs. So anything that's got to do with COVID, it'd be done. So if this thing could pass through, we're back to January 2020, status quo. And for us, we think for us that's important. The message we've been spreading this whole time is a bigger message surrounding like parental choice and parental empowerment. And if we can't trust them to let us decide to put a diaper on our kid's face or put a needle in their arm regarding this one virus, how they ain't never given us our $15,000 a year in JCPS that our kids take to the public school system. They're never going to give us that money, trust us to go out and spend it on the best education that we think we can get for our kids. So this is one small step. But now we get to look at bigger picture stuff. So there are a couple other bills we think that fit into this line of thinking and laying this foundation for parental choice in public schools. Obviously, HB 51 and medical freedom is, the most foundational of them all. This doesn't do it. This doesn't get us where we want to go, but it moves us in that direction. The next one I think is cleaning up our curriculum and doing that in a couple ways. First of all, just like laying some foundational things that we expect to be taught, and like they may already be being taught, but if we don't have it like in writing in a piece of legislation laid out, what harm can come from doing that? So we're looking at a couple bills, SB 138. I think the other one was HB 487 or something. So I've been in talks with people that are writing both of those bills, or people that are involved, and kind of seeing how we can go about getting, SB 138's already passed out of the Kentucky Senate. So, but I've got mixed feelings on both of them, and I've got connections with both. So, but hopefully we can get something good out of one of those. And, I'd like to see, probably maybe see it come out, see the Senate bill getting used on that, since we're using the House bill for the medical freedom. I just want to show both chambers some love. And then the other one, y'all can thank Senator Southworth for this. That I need to give her props, because she always takes care of me and make sure I'm in the loop. And here, always just have a great relationship. So she's going to be a Louisville senator here soon. So those of y'all in Louisville, once Senator Southworth is your senator, make sure you are engaging with her, because she loves talking with her constituents and all that good stuff. But SB 211 is going to, I don't know if y'all watched Miranda Stovall's speech. We'll call it a speech, I guess, when she spoke at the Jefferson County Board meeting the other night on the books and stuff that are in our libraries. I mean, this stuff really is there, guys. I know y'all don't want to believe it. And I know Dr. Corey Scholl even asked her to stop reading it because it was obscene. Well, that's the point. I mean, it should be enough said right there. I mean, and it means something coming from him. He's a pastor, so that's what Kentucky is. I mean, we're a conservative Christian state, So like, the fact he said what he said, we got to take him for his word. It was obscene, and the fact that it's in our elementary school libraries is, I mean, it's disgusting. The illustrations in that book she was reading from, I'm a grown man with 4 babies, and I couldn't even look at that stuff. So what SB 211 would do, there is an obscenity of exemption law right now in the books that says that books and things like that are exempt from being considered obscene material if they have all these purposes. Well, one of those purposes is an educational purpose. Well, that's a pretty broad term, so you can, as long as like a librarian or a teacher or someone could say, well, this book is educational for this reason. Well, guess what? Now they have enough of a reason to keep it in there. And we have letters from librarians here in Jefferson County that have made those statements about the top books that Miranda was reading. So everybody giving Miranda Stovall some props, getting up there in front of people and saying words that I know. I got a pretty dirty mouth. Sorry, I think my mom's watching, but I got a pretty bad mouth. My language is usually questionable. I mean, I couldn't even read that stuff in front of a crowd. So kudos to her for that. But shedding light on that stuff. But those 3 bills, we feel like the SB 138 or HB 487, HB 51 has to get done, and SB 211 has to get done. Those 3 bills, we can lay a pretty good little foundation for parental choice and continue moving into the next session next year to keep moving the needle the direction we want to go. There are a couple other ones in there. There's one that would allow homeschool kids to do extracurricular activities at whatever their public school would be, if they were to want to play sports or be on the chess club or whatever, which I think should be a no-brainer. But I don't know if it's going to get talked about. And then obviously there's a school choice bill and a charter school bill in there that I know is getting talked about. And Josh Calloway, my good friend, it's that HB 305 is the school choice bill that would expand out what happened last year. I think it's an interesting bill, and he's listening to what we're saying, and he's all in on this bigger picture parental. I mean, I really can't explain it, but what's happening is pretty special. I mean, these guys are listening, both sides of the aisle are engaging with me, with my country butt, and listening to what I'm saying and coming together and trying to do some good things. And we're working on maybe some behind the scenes stuff, maybe to some election stuff and everything like that. But obviously this is geared towards education, so we'll talk about that another day. But the main thing I want to get across today was we ain't done. A lot of this happens in Frankfort. It'll pass one house or one branch of Congress, so the House or the Senate, goes to the other one, and everybody thinks the battle is won, including the reps or the senators themselves, and then nothing gets done. So Daddy here is I'm going to drive the bus over the finish line on both of these with their help. And one of the big problems is these guys don't have a lot of time. I mean, they have big ideas and thoughts, and they're the ones voting and writing legislation, but they don't have enough. They don't have time to be going out here and running through the annex building and selling a dream, or telling a story on how things are bigger. I mean, they're there for 3 months. That's it. And nature it's even shorter. So, they need someone down there doing it. And unfortunately, that's where the lobby comes in. These lobbyists. The main way I get into these buildings is I tell them I'm not a lobbyist, and that usually gets me in there. But that's why lobbyists are necessary, because somebody's got to help them. Got to help these guys that are trying to juggle 100 different things, stay focused on certain deals or whatever. But then what happens is people are getting paid, and they need to justify getting paid, and so sometimes we get some bad stuff pushed through. So at least this session, we got a couple people, myself and a couple others that are down here really trying to keep stuff focused and get a dialogue opened up, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome to see. I don't think I said this on Tuesday, but any of y'all, it's David Osborne's rep, or he's your rep. I mean, no matter how you feel about him historically, or how you feeling about him in your primary, HB 51 passed because of him, not in spite of him. I mean, so I just want to be clear about that. So I mean, all you parents, especially your Jefferson County parents that saw your kids go off to school today for the first time in a couple of years without a mask on, I mean, that man deserves to get a couple of emails saying thank you, regardless of, I'm not dialed in on historical local politics, so I'm not endorsing him as a politician, you know, for the last ever long he's been doing it. But on this issue, he couldn't have been more helpful and more critical in it happening. And like, as far as his interaction with me, I mean, no one could have treated me with more respect and dignity and been more kind to me throughout the process than he was. And I honestly got to say that for about all these guys: Josh Callaway, Jason Nemus, Adrian Southworth. I mean, on down the line. I mean, so yeah. But I just want to give everybody an update. We're not done. Don't think y'all are done. Y'all need to stay with me for like another 3 weeks because we got to keep getting emails and calls sent out. I'll try my best to, you know, I may do another one of these videos over the weekend so y'all can know who needs to be emailed and touch base, you know, on that kind of thing. But again, we've thrown the Hail Mary and we've caught it, but we got tackled on the 3-yard line and we had a timeout. So now we got to drive it over the goal line, get this bigger picture being talked about. So if we're serious, you know, even like if we're serious about raising teacher pay, I mean, like, this is all stuff like I really do think we've got a way to where all this stuff works together. And I got a pretty important meeting here pretty soon with someone on the Board of Education, and people will probably think I'm crazy, but like, you know, I don't want education to be some contentious issue where it's a bunch of fights. Like, these are kids, these are babies, you know, like even an 18-year-old, I look at them like they're so young, and we should just be trying to do what's best for them. So I think all y'all that are watching this video definitely feel the same way. So thanks a lot for watching. If you have any questions, anything, shoot me a message or text me or whatever, or you can leave a comment on here and ask, and I'll try to answer it. But I'm not real social media savvy, so I may not ever look at it again. So yeah, but thanks for watching. You have a good weekend, and we'll holler at you. See ya.